With every loss, you've gained freedom. Every loss is a gain. Freedom is greater to have than anything. I don't know what that particularly is referring to, but I was just thinking with regards to, like, I've often questioned how people say, like, oh, we lost this person because they died or something, right? And, like, that's one way to view it, but I don't really always have a counter like wording for it or anything, but it just doesn't feel like it makes sense to me totally.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense, and maybe the proper wording instead of we lost this person is the person was complete. It is finalized. This is what we have now, and then it's now the focus on circumstances. That person is going to do a bunch of things to fill up more of our perception of this person, and then when that person no longer keeps filling things up, the person, whoever's left, feels like, oh, that's all I got of them, because they're thinking the circumstances and what this person did, like randomly, was what mattered. But what matters is how this person carries the essence of that person, what they learn from that person, what they experience from the context of that person being a part of their life. And it's as much a part of their life as the spaghetti you ate last week. Like all the stuff that has ever happened is all part of that whole content of, it's like a bag you're carrying around, and you can pull things out from your past at any point and be like, oh, that's this thing, have I learned from it? Cool. And you can put it back in your bag and carry it around. It's like a little satchel of all of your experiences that you can draw from at any point, and that's always going to be there. So it's not like you lost anything. You just gained more stuff, and now all the stuff that you have been carrying around about the person that you lost now has even more context to it, because now you have another angle of looking at it of, oh, I'm not going to get any more. This is all I have of them. And it has different meaning, and really it's just transformation and change all the time. So there's no such thing as loss. And on top of that, the whole freedom is more important than anything, or more valuable than anything, whatever it is. By technicality, freedom is the biggest gain that anybody could have, and it's just bringing more freedom out of one's own life, because everybody is like completely free to do whatever they want all the time. I could be totally angry right now or totally happy. I could knock this table over or like brush the dust off it because wow, it's dusty. Like I can do anything at any point, and anybody can. And so like it's just how much freedom do you want to have with your decision making, or do you want to be a slave to circumstances or a slave to your own mental habits and like constraints and whatever limitations you're perceiving, so that you don't have freedom. And like, so freedom is your biggest gain you can get, because it opens you up to be able to do anything else that you would be able to do. So if you ever have a loss or something leaves, like, oh, I don't have this option anymore, for the most part, it frees people up to be able to do almost anything else, or changes their perspective enough that they are slightly more free so that they can do more things. So that was a big complicated pile. But yeah, freedom is the biggest gain that you can ever make. It's up to you how much you want. And for the most part, when people have attachments to things where they can say something is a loss, like we lost this thing, that's just because of that attachment and that being gone. Now they have more freedom, which is the biggest gain you can ever get. So all losses are by technicality freedom, even if people don't want to perceive them that way.